I was 5 years old when my dad was diagnosed with Legionnaire's disease, and he was a great guy. He was a town hero. He instilled the love of music in me because he had, he did the community theater and the color guard and all of that. For the following 2 years, he pretty much deteriorated from being a very large, full of life man to basically a skeleton that couldn't do anything for himself. And I watched that for 2 years until he died when I was 7. So I had a lot of pain stuck inside and didn't know what to do with it. So when I got a little bit older and I was in high school, I was introduced to drugs and alcohol. It really kicked off in college, trying to shove that pain down deep with the drugs and the alcohol. And finally it got me to a point where I was becoming very violent towards my mother, towards friends, everything. I was just being very introverted in a way where I wouldn't talk about anything, and then all of a sudden it would just all explode all over the place. And when I was 19 years old, I found out I was pregnant. When I had Eliza, I never thought that one human being could bring so much joy into my life. I never thought I could love something so much. But at the same time, it didn't stop me. I was okay for about 3 weeks, and then I fell back into the same routine. And all of a sudden, this person that I loved more than anything in the whole wide world became secondary to drugs. And to say that disgusts me, but that's how it was. So finally, about a year and a half to 2 years later, I decided that I needed to do something about it. So for 6 months, Eliza and I together lived in a rehab in Ashland, PA. There were 31 women and 18 children all living together. So for 6 months we lived there. When I finally got out of there, that's when I had one of the most loud, clear messages from God that I think I can ever honestly say I've had, which was I had the choice to stay there in that town and go to the halfway house or move 6 hours away to Erie, Pennsylvania. God was basically saying to me, you know what, I've got you. You're gonna be okay. Just trust me. And I did. We slowly started working on getting me a job and slowly started building things up, and God was blessing me left and right because I trusted and because I was patient with my journey. I moved out after saving up for a year and a half of living at that transitional living center. And for the first time ever, I moved into my own place. And it's a wonderful place. It's not just this little rinky-dinky, tiny little room that we lived in at the Mercy Center. We lived in one room. All of our stuff had to be in there. Now my daughter's room alone is twice the size of the room we used to live in together. I always say God was always there. I just kind of had my back turned for a little while. And I was being very selfish with my life, and there's no way I would have been able to do it without trusting and believing and hoping. There are so many times I could have said this is hopeless, just given up. I believe that there is no such thing as a hopeless situation. I believe the person makes the choice to lose hope or not. I don't think that I could have done half the things that I've done in my life without believing that God was there for me, that God has hope. God believes in us when we don't, and He can take the darkest situation and turn it into something beautiful.
Here's Howie.